lack of controlled sexual urge. Sex energy is the most powerful of all the stimuli which move people into SITON. Because it is the most powerful of the emotions, it must have controlled, through transmutation, and converted into other channels, uncontrolled, desire for something for nothing. The gambling instinct drives millions of people to failure. Evidence of this may be found in a study of the Wall Street crash of '29, during which millions of people tried to make money, be gambling on stock margins. Lack of a well-defined power of decision. Men who succeed reach decisions promptly and change them, if at all, very slowly. Men who fail reach decisions, if at all, very slowly and change them frequently and quickly. Indecision and procrastination are twin brothers. Where one is found, the other may usually be found also. Kill off this pair before they completely hook you to the treadmill of failure. One or more of the 6 basic fears. These fears have been analyzed for you in a later chapter. They must be mastered before you can market your services effectively. Wrong selection of a mate in marriage. THESA, most common cause of failure. The relationship of marriage brings people intimately into contact. Unless this relationship is, failure is likely to follow. Moreover, it will be a form of failure that is marked by misery and unhappiness, destroying our signs of ambition. Overcaution. The person who takes no chances generally has to take whatever is left when others are withdrawing. Overcaution is as bad as undercaution. Both are extremes to be guarded against. Life itself is filled with the element of chance. Wrong selection of associates in business. This is one of the most common causes of failure in business. In personal services, one should use great care to select an employer who will be an inspiration and who is, himself, intelligent and successful. We emulate those with whom we associate most closely. Pick an employer who is worth emulating. Superstition and prejudice. Superstition is a form of fear. It is also a sign of ignorance. Men who succeed keep open minds and are afraid of nothing. Wrong selection of a vocation. No man can succeed in a line of endeavor which he does not like. The most essential step in the marketing of personal services is that of selecting an occupation into which you can throw yourself walletly. Lack of concentration of effort. The jack of all trades seldom is good at any. Concentrate all of your efforts. Oh no, definite chief aim. The habit of indiscriminate spending. The spendthrift cannot succeed, mainly because he stands eternally in FAR of poverty. Form the habit of systematic saving by putting aside a definite percentage of your income. Money in the bank gives one a very safe foundation of courage when bargaining for the sale of personal services. Without money, one must take what one is offered and be glad to get it. Lack of enthusiasm. Without enthusiasm, one cannot be convincing. Moreover, enthusiasm is contagious, and the person who has it under control is generally welcome in any group of people. Intolerance. The person with a closed MMD on any subject seldom gets ahead. Intolerance means that one has stopped acquiring knowledge. The most damaging forms of intolerance are those connected with religious, racial, and political difference of opinion. Intemperance. The most damaging forms of intemperance are connected with eating, strong drink, and sexual activities. Overindulgence in any of these is fatal to success. Inability to cooperate with others. More people lose their positions and their big opportunities in life because of this fault than for all other reasons combined. It is a fault which no well-informed businessman or leader will tolerate. Possession, OF power, that was not acquired through self-effort. Sons and daughters of wealthy men, and others who inherit money which they did not earn. Power in the hands of one who did not acquire it gradually is often fatal to sex. Quick riches are more dangerous than poverty. Intentional dishonesty. There is no substitute for honesty. One may be temporarily dishonest by force of circumstances, over which one has no control, without permanent damage. But there is no hope for the person who is dishonest by choice. Sooner or later, his deeds will catch up with him, and he will pay by loss of reputation, and perhaps even loss of liberty. Egotism and vanity. These qualities serve as red lights, which warn others to keep away. They are fatal to success, guessing instead of thinking. Most people are too indifferent or lazy to acquire facts with which to think accurately. They prefer to act on opinions created by guesswork or lack of capital. This is a common cause of failure. Those who start out in business for the first time, without sufficient reserve of capital to absorb the shock of their mistakes, and to carry them over until they have established AR. Under this, name any particular cause of failure from which you have suffered that has not been included in the foregoing list. In these 30 major causes of failure is found a description of the tragedy of life, which obtains for practically every person who tries and fails. It will be helpful if you can induce someone who knows you well to go over this list with you and help to analyze you by the 30 causes of failure. It may be beneficial if you try this alone. Most people cannot see themselves as others see them. You may be one who cannot. The oldest of admonitions is man, know thyself. If you market merchandise successfully, you must know the merchandise. The same is true in marketing personal services. You should know all of your weaknesses in order that you may either bridge them or eliminate them entirely. You should know strength in order that you may call attention to it when selling your services. You can know yourself only through accurate analysis. The folly of ignorance in connection with self was displayed by a young man who applied to the manager of a well-known business for a position. Made a very good impression until the manager asked him what salary he expected. He replied that he had no fixed sum in mind, lack of a definite aim. The manager then said, "We will pay you all you are worth. Alter we try you out for a week." "I will not accept it," the applicant replied, "because I am getting more than that where I am now employed." Before you even start to negotiate for a readjustment of your salary in your present position, or to seek employment elsewhere, be sure that you are worth more than you now receive. It is one thing to want money. Everyone wants more, but it is something entirely different to be worth more. Many people mistake their WANTs for their just dues. Your financial requirements or wants have nothing whatever to do with your worth. Your value is established entirely by our ability to render useful service or your capacity to induce others to render sex service. Annual self-analysis is an essential in the effective marketing of personal services, as is annual inventory and merchandising. Moreover, the yearly analysis held disclosed a decrease in faults and an increase in virtues. One goes ahead, stands still, or goes backward in life. One's object should be off course, to go ahead. Annual self-analysis will disclose whether advancement has been made, and if so, how much. It will also disclose any backward steps one may have made. The effective marketing of personal services requires one tomo forward, even if the progress is slow. Your annual self-analysis should be made at the end of each year, so you can include in your New Year's resolutions any improvements which the analysis indicates should be made. Take this inventory by asking yourself the following questions, and by checking your answers with the aid of someone who will not permit you to deceive yourself as to their accuracy. Thank you so much for watching. The fact that you stayed until the end says a lot. It means you care, you're hungry. You know deep inside that you were meant for more, and you're ready to take the steps no matter how small to reach it. This isn't just a video, it's a reminder, a quiet voice inside telling you, you can change, you can grow. The truth, most people won't. They'll scroll past, but not you. You're learning that small decisions, reading a page, going for a walk, saying no to distractions, saving a little money, choosing focus aren't small at all. They build your life. It won't always be easy, but it will be worth it, because every small step builds momentum, and momentum creates change. So keep going. You've already started, and that alone puts you ahead of most.